Hi there. How do you cope with that tense energy that we have out there in the universe? Right? We just had a lunar eclipse and we're going to have a solar eclipse. Mercury is in retrograde. And we have that two giants, Jupiter and Uranus, coming together into a major breakthrough. So how do we cope with that? What do the universe wants from us? And that's a question we need to ask ourselves on a daily basis. What's the reason that we're going through what we're going through, and why the energy is so powerful? You know, when we want to make something happen, we need to put a lot of pressure into it. Like, you know, the example that everybody knows, like the coal, if you put a lot of pressure, it becomes a diamond. And this is exactly what happened now. There's tremendous amount of pressure for us to find who we truly are. You know, there's a lot of things coming from the past, traumas, fear, all the stress that we feel right now. It's not something new to us. It's something that we already been through in our history, the history of us as individuals, collective and human beings. You know, we already been through there. The cycle is coming back. The cycle come back for us, not to say, oh, it's coming again. We failed before, therefore we're going to fall again. No, we failed before because we had the wrong way of thinking or the wrong way of feelings, or because we didn't want to deal with this. We all know we don't like to deal with pain. And if we feel something a little bit painful coming towards our way, we are trying to run away from it. And with Mars in Pisces, we can be expert escaping from what we need to deal right now. But that energy of Aries, you know, the energy of a fighter, but I'm going to fight for who I am. But we don't need to fight for who we are. You know, I was talking to a student, and I said, you know, she's going through a lot of difficulties, and I said, maybe you need to look inside. And she burst with anger, and she said, I don't want to look inside anymore. Enough for me to feel, what can I change, and what can I do, and what can I change, and nothing that I do is good enough, and no matter how I try to go deep, it's never good enough. But it's exactly the wrong way of working on ourselves. And I was like, relax. I'm not asking you to see, you know, where you're not good at. Exactly the contrary. I want you to see where the light is in you that you don't see. You know, when we have lunar eclipse, it means that the earth is standing between the moon and the sun, and the moon doesn't get the light from the sun. It means there is a barrier, something is blocking from the moon is to receive the light. And we are all the moon. You know, all of us human beings, we represent by the moon. We are constantly in lack, and we're constantly changing, and we constantly need to evolve. And we're getting the light from the sun. You know, we're getting the light from Creator. So if something is standing between us and the Creator, we cannot receive that light. And that barrier, that's something that is blocking us. It's the things that we think that we are not okay, that we do not deserve, that we are not allowed, that maybe we were bad people, or maybe we are not good enough. Then we cannot have the light of the Creator on us. But before we had corrections, and before we were bad, and before all of this, we are first of all a pure being that has every potential to be whoever we want to be. So we don't want to see, when we said introspect and see what do you need to change in your inner world so your outside world will change, it doesn't mean that I need to see what's not good about me. On the contrary, you know, if you're going to a dark room and you're going to try to pour away the darkness, you can do it forever and ever, and the room will still stay dark. But if you're going to light one candle, or you're going to light the switch of the light, then you're going to see all the beautiful things that there is in the room. And this is us. We are a room full of good things. but we cannot concentrate on the bad. We need to concentrate on the good. So we need to change the perspective of the way we feel. The world is going into a new era when the way we used to think does not work for us anymore. We don't have anything to correct. We don't have anybody to blame. We just want to reveal our own light. So when the earth standing between the moon and the light, we don't get that light. And now we're going to have solar eclipse. And the solar eclipse is the moon, which is basically us is covering the light. We're covering the light of the sun. It means we are trying to do or to be who we are not supposed to be. What does it mean? It means that we are trying too hard. Okay, we don't want to try too hard. We need to do the best that we can do, and then understand that there is a bigger force, a giant, a divine force within us that can do the job. All we have to do is to know how we feel, to know the reason of our blockages, and release them, heal from them. In the eclipse, Chiron is exactly the same degree, same minute. Chiron is the healer that is bringing all the pain that we have from the past and say, heal. How do we heal? We heal by knowing, first of all, how we feel about it. We are not running away from how we feel. We are dealing with it. We're not afraid from pain. If we feel pain, instead of saying, go away, I cannot handle you, you say, come pain, come. Come, it's okay for me to feel a little bit pain, but I can release you. The pain is coming not to feel sad or feel sorry for ourselves, it's to release. So we need to take time to be with ourselves. We need to take time not to speak with anybody, not to hear music, close the phone, and have introspection, to know, to find the power within, to know what hurts us, what is blocking us, ask it to come and release it. Release it, and the universe support it. It puts a lot of pressure on us because it needs to go away. And if we are not willing to let it go, then we still swimming in a filthy pool of pain and emotions that are not good, and things are not happening around us, and there's no one we can blame. We don't want to blame ourselves too. That's not the idea. The idea is to heal. Jupiter and Uranus, they're coming together, and it's a breakthrough. It's releasing. It's releasing everything that we attached. Why we are attached to things? We attach to things because we are insecure. If we had 100% certainty and we would feel 100% our power and we would know that we are divine beings, then we don't need to be attached to anything. Not to someone telling us we're okay, and not to money, and not to love, and not to nothing. And that Jupiter-Uranus is coming to detach us from everything that we feel we cannot live without. So we need to do that workshop between us and ourselves. What are we attached to so much? Now, very important rule. When we say detachment, it doesn't mean to let go of our desire. If I want to make money, I'm not giving up my desire to make money. Okay, I just know that I'm going to be okay regardless of money or not. But I still want it. I have to have the desire. Aries is desire. Aries is I want, is the baby that cry and I want. So we are not, without that passion of desire, we won't get anywhere. But we want that passion and desire because we want to serve the purpose of creation, for us to have it all. Not because we are lacking, not because we are afraid to feel pain if we don't have it, not because of any negative thoughts that attach to it. It's because we are allowed to. And this is how everything goes. You know, it goes to that pressure to make a diamond out of us. And I know it's a cliche, everybody knows that. If you take a coal and you put a lot of pressure, it becomes a diamond. If you know that right now, that the pressure is to see the diamond that you are, that we are, and because we are diamond, we are shining and we have it all, then the universe, you know, did us a big favor. But if we don't want to connect to it and we want to continue to complain and to be victims and to think that people outside is doing something to us, you know, then okay. That's also an option, right? But let's hope that we're not going to choose that option. We're going to choose the option to shine, to know who we are, to have a strong self-image, to know we're worth it, to know we deserve, to know we can. And it's amazing time. It's amazing time. If our emotions blocking us, let's release them. Let's heal. Let's not bring history to our life again. Let's create a new future when everything is possible. Mercury in retrograde will help us do that, because Mercury in retrograde will take us. Mercury is the messengers between the worlds, and Mercury will be able to take us to our history to see. We can bring situations that happened to us already in history to see how we can handle it better. I almost fell into it. I wanted to see when Jupiter Uranus was last, you know, and I looked at my chart and I was like, oh my God, that was such a hard time in my life. And I almost fell into it, you know, like, oh my God, do I have to go through this again? And the answer is no. Whatever happened 14 years ago happened because you needed to learn the lesson. If you didn't learn it, you went through a hard time. But this time, it's not Jupiter, Uranus that bring the hard time. It brings the opportunity to change, to evolve, to grow, to develop. So whatever happened before doesn't have to happen again. Whole new future, whole new era, exciting and beautiful. So good luck to us all. Let's change and let's be happy. Love you. Bye.